For a long time, and even now, I struggle with two big parts of my identity: my name and my nationality. I'll start with my name. I've slowly been getting better and more confident in saying my name more confidently, especially in introductions or when someone asks. But for most of my life, I didn't feel like it belonged to me. I always said it a little awkwardly. Sometimes I'd even stutter, even though I don't really stutter with any other words. It felt wrong coming out of my mouth, like it wasn't really me. I think deep down, it's because my name, Andy, always felt like this generic white guy name. Not that there was anything wrong with the name or anything. It was just weird because I'm not white. That disconnect stuck with me for a while, and it still does. Not that I ever really cared about what people called me, whether it was my name or a nickname or something malicious. I've always just seen a name as kind of like a label to distinguish me from others more easily. And sure, a logical option would be to switch names, but I don't really have any names that I like or that feel like that fit me. Probably doesn't help that I've always just seen a name as kind of like a tag or a label. From what my parents told me, the name Andy was the closest equivalent to my Chinese name. Since I've lived with this name for so long, I kind of feel like there's no point in changing it anymore. But it's definitely something that I think about from time to time. On a side note, I was kind of surprised when I watched my first video of me saying my name, and it didn't sound like I stuttered, even though it felt like and sounded like I stuttered at the time of saying it. But anyways, with the nationality, this one I'm still kind of figuring it out. But technically, I'm Chinese American, first generation born in the US. But I'm 100% Chinese by blood, at least to my knowledge I am. And if I'm being completely honest, I never really liked being Chinese. I watched so many people around me growing up being proud of their cultures, like it's some beautiful, powerful thing that's a part of who they are. Their traditions, their language, their food, their roots. All kinds of things that came together and gave them a sense of belonging and pride. And a part of me wished I had that. But I didn't. And I still don't. I think a big part of that comes from how China is seen today, whether it's fair or not. Most of what I hear about China isn't really positive, but most of the time it's things like a communist country or a government, social restrictions, cheap stereotypes and products, and in more recent times, the pandemic. The world changed in 2020, and people looked for someone to blame. Even though I didn't get the worst of it, I definitely felt some of the shrapnel. It wasn't enough to break me or anything, or really do much to me, but if I'm being honest, I've gone through a lot worse in school. I also grew up speaking Thai Chinese, which is one of the two main dialects in the Guangdong region of China. Honestly, I never really liked how it sounded. I felt embarrassed speaking in front of others, especially my friends. And even now, as I'm learning Mandarin, I don't particularly like it either. It kind of feels like my language isn't something that I want to show people. Maybe it's because of the jokes or the teasing or the subtle ways that people made me feel growing up. Like Chinese wasn't cool or something worth being proud of, and just something to be made fun of. And I know, I shouldn't be defined by a country's image, but if I'm being honest, it's hard. It's hard not to absorb the way that people talk, or to be proud of something that I don't even know what I want to be proud of. So yeah, I'm still kind of figuring it out. Who I am beyond the labels and who I want to be proud of or what I want to be proud of. But maybe the answer is simple. Just be yourself, know your name, be proud of where you came from. But even if logic and the right answers in front of you. Feelings are very complicated. So, yeah, I'm still figuring it out.